So welcome once again. From the previous class, we saw how to set up Bootstrap. So today we want to learn a few things that, or rather, why do we need to use Bootstrap? So we need to have a look at some of the advantages of building on top of Bootstrap. So to understand much, maybe you can read the documentation in Bootstrap, that is in getbootstrap.com. Rather, you can also pick W3 schools. I think they have a clear understanding, or rather clear explanation of the Bootstrap framework. So yeah, I think we can just go to Bootstrap tutorial in W3 schools, pick Bootstrap 5, and then from there you can be able to get some of the advantages of using Bootstrap. Like now, uh, Bootstrap, of course, is the Bootstrap 5 is the most newest, and it comes with HTML, CSS, and JavaScript frameworks, code in short, that can make you create mobile responsive websites without hustling so much to write your own code. When you generate Bootstrap, then it helps you to be able to even create columns. Yeah, when you're creating a website using Bootstrap, then you can be able to achieve columns like the one you can see in W3 schools. Like on the left side, you can see this content, then at the center there's another content, and then on the right side there's another content. So that can only be achieved using Bootstrap, or rather you may need to write so much code for you to achieve that. Other advantages include it is easy to use, of course. As long as you have some basic knowledge of HTML and CSS, then you may find it very, very, very easy. Then we have there are reusable features. Yeah. And then it's also a mobile first approach, and also it's compatible with several many other browsers. When you create a website, for example, when I can just decide to visit a random website like maybe jquat website, and we can have a look at it, we need first to know whether really this website is mobile responsive. So you can collapse your window and then have a look. So this is now very interesting that jquat website, it's not mobile responsive. It means now somebody is sleeping on the job. Let us see maybe another university like Nairobi University. Let's see their website. Nairobi University, here it is. Let us test whether it is mobile responsive. Oh yes, yeah, their website is mobile responsive. So this means when you view this website on a mobile phone, then at least it scales so nice. So we want to be able to achieve something like that at the end of the day. And then again, these columns, like for example, you can see they have this column here with an image and some text, image, text, another column, image, text, and an image and some text down there. So these are some of the advantages of using Bootstrap. Okay, so another thing is that when you are creating a Bootstrap website, the first thing that you need to do is to understand the classes that you can take advantage of, because these classes are already created. So you just need to know uh, what class to call when you want to achieve what. Like for example, there's this class called container. What does it do? It gives you a responsive fixed width with some margin left on the sides, like on the left side and the right side, some spaces. Then we have this other class called class container fluid. So the class container fluid doesn't leave that margin on the left or on the right. Let us see the difference between the two. So we already have our links on top here, so we don't need to worry about that. So I can now come here and maybe create a div and then another div just for the purpose of testing. Then now this div, we give it class container, and then the next div, we give it class container fluid, and see the difference. So you can put equal content here, like I can just generate lorem, lorem content, and then now the same content exactly I can put here, and then we see the difference. So the first one you can see it has some margin. So this is class container. The second one, no margin, no margin at all. So that is the difference between class container and class container fluid. So again, as I had said before, you need to understand different classes in Bootstrap. Then when you are creating a web application, then you can be calling those classes anytime you want to achieve something. Like for example, when you have an image and then you want the image to appear circular this way, then there's a class for that. We call it img circle, rounded circle, for Bootstrap 5. For Bootstrap 3, img circle. So these are the classes that we need to be calling. So you just need to understand what class to call when. So the other thing we need to understand much is the grid. So the grid is a very important aspect. It's a very important aspect. Bootstrap assumes small columns of up to 12 maximum across the page. So like for example, from one corner to the other corner, it assumes that this page is made up of 12 small columns. So anytime you can group them the way you want. Like for example, you can group your columns into two of equal 6 by 6, or maybe 4 by 8, or maybe 3 3 3 3 3 times 4 of course coming to 12. So maximum should be 12. So in the next class we'll be learning exactly how to use the grid system, how to use the container fluid class and the container class to achieve creating divisions on our pages. The other thing that we also need to use on top of those two classes, it is these Bootstrap grid system classes. There are six. So Bootstrap has six classes. The first class being Bootstrap grid system has six classes. The first class being call for small devices. If you are creating an application targeting small devices with width less than 576 pixels, then you use class call. But when you are creating a website targeting people using devices with width more than 576 and above, of which now most devices out there they are within this range, then we use class call sm. Then now we define the width, like for example call sm6, call sm12, call sm9, call sm3, something like that. Now, when you are creating a website targeting people whose device is having width greater than 768, then now you use column D and column G for devices whose width is greater than 992, uh, and so forth and so on. But mostly we use call SM, yeah, because most devices have width greater than 576. So in the next class we are going to put that in practice. See you in the next class.